4 o'clock in the afternoon. So here's the futurecast. This evening, mostly cloudy skies. We can see some rain showers tomorrow morning up towards Chester County, northern sections of Fairfield County into Lancaster. And then as we head towards 12 o'clock, you've got west winds at 25 miles per hour, about a 40% chance of some rain. Now, as we head into Friday, this is a brand new model that actually reaches out this far. Yesterday, I wasn't able to show you Friday afternoon. And I'll tell you, it's not all that impressive. What is impressive is the wind. You can see it starting to get up there to 22 miles per hour, 30 miles per hour at 12 o'clock. And then look at that. We're up to about 40 miles per hour in North, 34 in Sumter. This is 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Notice the storm activity, not that impressive at all. It looks like the energy is mainly over to the west, but the wind's still with us by around 11 o'clock at night, and then we clear up into your Saturday morning. So let's talk about that fuel needed for thunderstorms, and it's just not there for Thursday. As we head into Friday, in the morning, not much there at all, but in the upstate, around 4 o'clock, even Saluda County, sections of Newberry County, we've got a little bit of that fuel out there that could help spark some thunderstorm activity. And it's not until 7 o'clock in the evening where it moves into Columbia and then starts to weaken as we head towards the afternoon hours. So let's take a look at the 10-day forecast. 40% chance of rain and storms Thursday, Friday, first alert weather day, 82 degrees, 72 degrees at Saturday, and 71 by Sunday. Monday, mid-70s, 30% chance of a few showers Tuesday. By Wednesday, we've got a 40% chance of on and off showers and 73 degrees. And then we cool down for next week and a little below average with highs in the low 60s. Check the skies ahead of your drive with the WIS News 10 First Alert Skyview Network.
Sponsored by On Call Plumbing, Heating and Air.
Charlotte, sink your teeth into a culinary oasis with show-stopping chefs, mixology magicians, and craft beer on a whole new level. Made for fine food fanatics, endless Epicurean adventures lead to full bellies and hearts. Plan your trip at charlottesgotalot.com.
Questions about Medicare? Hello, I'm Joel Lurie. If you're turning 65 or enrolling in Medicare at a later age, you probably have questions.
Do I need a Medicare Advantage or a supplement plan?
Are my prescription drugs covered?
Can I still see my doctor?
We are local and can answer your questions in person or on the phone. Why use an out-of-state call center when you can work with a local agency? Call Lurie Life and Health in Columbia, 803-256-2067.
Is your air conditioning system ready for the warmer weather? Beat the rush by scheduling your $99 air conditioning tune-up now with ARS Rescue Rooter. An annual AC tune-up can save you money and help prevent costly breakdowns during the hottest months of the year. Schedules will fill up fast, so keep your family cool all summer long by calling ARS today for your $99 AC tune-up. Call 803-754-0600 to schedule your appointment.
Call ARS and Rescue Rooter.
The new year means new adventures. For RV lovers, it's the best time to start creating new memories and the best time to save. Save with up to 35% off new RVs right now. 35% off. Or payments starting at $26 a month. Save on motorhomes, travel trailers, fifth wheels, and more. These savings won't last long. Hurry to John's RV. Now, a Blue Compass RV company.
Charlotte, a city pulsing with pride, tastemakers, and trendsetters. Made for eccentric adventurers, trailblazers, and the culture curious. Discover a city that leaves a lasting impression. Plan your trip at charlottesgotalot.com.
WIS News 10. Most watched, most trusted. Today's health segment is brought to you by Health U, a partnership with Lexington Medical Center and WIS.
I've been in the real estate business for 22 years. I absolutely love Ethan at Carolina Stone Craftsman. The countertops that Ethan does are hands down artisan countertops that always add value to a client's home. Carolina Stone Craftsman always goes above and beyond for my clients.
Go to carolinastonecraftsman.com and let us make your remodeling dream come true today. Floor & Decor, my go-to to get it all. Tile, wood, stone, and laminate, they've got it. Installation materials, yep, and all the tools I need, they've got those too. More importantly, they've got my back with benefits and services I actually want, and a pro app that makes my job easier. Floor & Decor just gets it. That means I get more done.
At Floor & Decor, whether you're looking for everyday low pricing on in-stock job lot quantities and installation materials, or a powerful partner to help take your business to the next level, we've got you covered. Discover Floor & Decor today.
With Daybreak Adult Care Services, you're still at home, where your special teapot still whistles on your stove, and you're cozy in your own bed, your dog by your side. With extra personal care and companionship from Daybreak's trained professional caregivers, get the help and peace of mind you need to remain in your home. Alzheimer's care, after surgery care, medicine reminders.
Daybreak, here at home.
With Daybreak, you are still the heart of home.
I'm Pat McWhorter. Cheryl was injured on the job.
They're there to make your life better. McWhorter, Bellinger & Associates just steps up, holds your hand, and gets you going where you need to go.
Call McWhorter, Bellinger & Associates at 803-LAW-FIRM.
At Honda, we know you have to drive through the mud if you want to reach the rainbow. Brave the desert before you find the oasis. Conquer the mountain to see how far your dreams can take you. The all-new CR-V and CR-V Hybrid, part of the Honda line of rugged vehicles.
Introducing Astapro Allergy, steroid-free allergy relief that starts working in 30 minutes, while other allergy sprays take hours. Now with Astapro Fast Allergy Relief, you can Astapro and go.
Real-time closed captioning of this program is provided by the state of South Carolina.
Welcome back to our live team coverage in Colleton County, standing in front of the courthouse here in Walterboro, where the prosecution started at about 12:15 this afternoon, making its closing arguments to this jury. Creighton Waters wrapping up by asking the jury outright to convict Alec Murdaugh in the murders of his wife Maggie and his son Paul. I'm Judy Gatson, along with Greg Adeline, Nick Neville, a part of our live team coverage, and trial attorney Carl B. Grant, providing excellent analysis. And Carl, I want to start with what really has been the foundation of this case. Once the prosecution was able to prove that Alec Murdaugh lied about being at the kennels. Let's take a listen to that testimony. Creighton Waters played it again for the jury today in those early hours, Greg, after the crime, when Alec Murdaugh lied over and over again about not being at the kennels. Let's take a listen.
Being at the scene of the crime when the murders occurred. Opportunity. And more importantly, exposing the defendant's lies about the most important thing he could have told law enforcement. When was the last time I saw my wife and child alive? Why in the world would an innocent, reasonable father and husband lie about that, and lie about it so early?
Creighton Waters put that question to the jury. Creighton Waters put that question to the jury, Carl, saying, why would an innocent father lie about that? And went on to say he lied about it early on.
Yeah, that's the question, jury. Jury. I called you jury again.
Listen, we're going to wait to be hearing from this jury. That is what
right.
Everybody's looking forward to in the next few days.
That's right. That's the question, Judy. And here's the thing. If he had not gotten on the witness stand, there'll still be some residual doubt in people's minds as to whether he was really there. So now the point is, how do we know he was there? He said he was there. Not only did he say he was there, but he lied and told everybody that he lied when he said he was not there. He admitted that he lied to his law partners. He admitted that he lied to the police officers. And all of that goes to his absolute credibility, and now it's been eviscerated. By his own words, by his own mouth, his own credibility has been crucified. So I think that's very important.
Yeah, one of the things in this closing argument you could say that the prosecution definitely had to do was to make this a personal thing and to make it emotional and to leave a lasting impression on this jury. You know, not so much the clinical forensics and all of this, but these were two people, Maggie and Paul Murdaugh. And Creighton Waters was able to do that in several ways, but one of the ways in which he did it was he said, so what happened at 8:49 on June the 7th, 2021? And he acted out the sequence in which he said that Alec Murdaugh committed these crimes. And the way that he did that in the courtroom, I think it definitely was a dramatic moment.
Yes.
But ultimately, what he was able to do there was he was able to talk about Maggie Murdaugh and humanize her in a way that has not been done since her sister, Marion Proctor, took the stand.
Yes.
And when he was able to say that she was running toward her baby when she heard those gunshots, incredibly powerful. Take a listen.
Because Maggie sees what happens and she comes running over there, running to her baby. Probably the last thing on her mind, thinking that it was him who had done this, she's running to her baby while he's picked up the blackout and opens fire at close range, again with no defensive wounds. And she takes those two shots that you heard Dr. Reber say were parallel, and it crumples her over. In those cases, you can see them move around. And takes that shot that goes through here, and she goes down flat. And then there's the shot in the back of the head.
So very powerful moments there from Creighton Waters. And another point that he made was when he said that Paul and Maggie, and of course different witnesses testified to this, neither of them had defensive wounds.
Yeah.
Neither of them had their hands up. Neither of them necessarily anticipated this happening. Another key point, little piece of evidence there that perhaps they did not see this coming, and perhaps it came from someone that they knew. Carl, that had to have been very compelling to that jury.
It was. And, you know, in the media, you all call them sound bites, but as a trial lawyer, we call them talking points. And as a trial lawyer prepares his or her case or his argument, he creates or she creates a list of talking points. Words and phrases are very important when it comes to persuading a jury to vote for your side or to move the jury in an emotional way. I would assure you that the phrase running to her baby was not an accident or coincidence. That was probably something that was thought of, how effective it would be, how it would move the emotions of the jury. And when you think about the composition of the jury, I know that at one point they had about 8 women on this jury.
Yes.
So imagine you make the women on the jury think a wife or mother running to her baby while he is being slaughtered by his own father. That's a very powerful thought.
It is indeed. It is indeed. Our Nick Neville, also a part of our live team coverage from Walterboro. Nick, I know you have a lot of insights about those closing arguments made today as well.
Yes, Judy and Greg. So Creighton Waters, as you just outlined there, really appealing to the jurors' emotions in using some of those key phrases. But one thing that we also want to touch on is some of the testimony from Alec Murdaugh on the stand. He was testifying for more than 7 hours last Thursday and Friday. And Creighton Waters brought up several times what he says were Alec's new facts. And he brought up several points that he made trying to cast doubt on the fact of whether or not Alec Murdaugh's credibility can stand up on the stand, the different things that he was saying. At one point, he talked about Alec Murdaugh when he was explaining his lie as to why he was not at the kennels. Waters asked him from the stand, he said, "Why did you continue to lie?" Sorry, that was Jim Griffin who asked him why he continued to lie about being at the kennels. And his response was, "Oh, what a tangled web we weave. Once I lied about being at the kennels on the night of the murders, which he says was due to paranoia and a distrust of SLED, I had to keep lying. I lied to my family, I lied to my law partners, I lied to everyone who would listen." And Waters, in a very critical moment there, using another one of those key phrases to bring it back, sort of a callback, to say that was the one time, Creighton Waters said, that I agreed with Murdaugh during his testimony, is when he said, "Oh, what a tangled web we weave." We want to play a portion for you of that critical moment during Murdaugh's testimony from last Thursday when he was talking about continuing to lie to all these different people.
Second, that you're confronted with facts that you can't deny, you immediately come up with a new lie. Isn't that correct?
Mr. Waters, have we established I have lied many times, but I can't sit here and tell you that, what are you talking about, facts that I can't deny? That I would disagree with that proposition that you're putting out, that was what I did all the time. But in doing that, I admit again that I've lied to people that trusted me.
So that's going to be one thing that's going to be really key here as the jury begins to deliberate soon, is really evaluating the credibility of what turned out to be the star witness when Murdaugh took the stand, and sort of evaluating whether or not they find what he told jurors to be credible.
Indeed, Nick Neville, great reporting for us and great analysis, and really ultimately it leads us back to where the prosecution likely wanted this case to be all along, a referendum on Alec Murdaugh and his credibility, which they went through line by line today in a 3.5-hour essentially closing argument in which they said that Alec Murdaugh lied whenever was convenient to those who loved him, to those who trusted him, and of course about the most salient point in this case being at the kennels.
Absolutely. Our live team coverage will continue here on WYS News 10. You can get caught up on everything that happened in the courtroom today on WYSTV.com. And we will also have much more with trial attorney Carl B. Grant. Of course, Carl, we've got about 30 seconds now. We'll continue our coverage on WYS News at 6. But the big question is, how will the defense counter tomorrow?
Well, they're going to challenge the evidence, and the main thing they're going to do is stick to their resounding theme. Where is the blood on the T-shirt? Why is there no this? Why is there no that? The absence of evidence. That's going to be the theme of their case, and challenge the so-called and declared sloppy investigation.
Thank you very much. Much more to come right here on WYS News 10.
Did you know that Taylor's Windows can save you 30% on new energy-efficient windows? Save 30% this tax season only. Professionally crafted for your home. Factory direct, locally made to save money. Call 1-800 today for the lowest manufacturer direct pricing.
Oh, that's nice. Who cares if the furnace is out? That's doing it right there. I'm gonna have to lose a layer.
Dad, I don't think this is working.
Let me turn up the volume for you. Ooh, it's almost too hot, huh?
There's an expert for that.
Let your local heating experts at Midland Air Service Experts keep you warm and comfy with $50 off any furnace repair.
Guys, come back, I'm doing s'mores.
Stanley Steamer is equipped and ready to get your home cleaner and healthier. Our cleaning solution is an EPA safer choice. And with our Made in the USA cleaning equipment, we take the dirt out of your home and leave your carpet cleaner and smelling fresher. No one cleans carpet and upholstery like Stanley Steamer. Schedule your seasonal deep cleaning today.
Call 1-800-STEAM.
I was like, oh my God, I can't believe this happened. Everything hurt, like someone was pounding my head, and I had a lot of medical bills.
When you're hurt in a car wreck, medical bills add up fast. Don't get stuck with bills you can't pay. Call George Sink Injury Lawyers at 803-ALL-9s.
They're gonna fight every step of the way to make sure that you are taken care of.
Call 803-ALL-9s.
If you need someone to fight for you,
call George Sink. Find out right now how we can help you. Call all 9s.
It's bow time.
What's that?
The Bojangler from Bojangles.
With the same bold flavor as their chicken?
The same.
And fries?
The same. Not the same.
The Bojangler's back. Order in the app to hook one while you can. It's bow time.
Check the skies ahead of your drive. Live. WIS News 10 First Alert Skyview Network. Get a real-time look at the conditions in the Midlands with our Skyview weather and traffic cameras. Sponsored by On Call Plumbing, Heating, and Air.
Hello, I'm John with Taylor's Windows. For over 30 years, Taylor's Windows has been manufacturing and installing custom windows in your neighborhood.
Call now and start saving on energy costs immediately. 1-800-GET-WINDOWS or taylorswindows.com.
This is Alec Murdaugh at 4147 Moselle Road. I need the police to answer immediately. My wife and child have been shot badly.
This is your wife and son?
Did I kill my wife? Yes. No, David. It's just so bad. They did it so bad.
There's not one shred of evidence.
One question begets another, which begets another.
I go by Buster.
Do you have any idea who's done this?
And welcome into your News at 6 as we continue coverage here of the Alec Murdaugh murder trial. Closing arguments in that case wrapped up a short time ago. Creighton Waters with the state laying out the evidence to the jury for the final time, giving them a final impression about what happened on June the 7th, 2021. They say that Alec Murdaugh committed murder when he shot both his wife and his son, Maggie and Paul. Today, laying out an extensive case, bringing up a lot of evidence and bringing up why he did it and how he did it. All of it very powerful here for about 3.5 hours this afternoon. Judy Gatson alongside Carl B. Grant as well. I'm Greg Adeline, bringing you the very latest on this case. And I tell you, it was a lot that came down, and it was compelling because what Creighton Waters was able to do, Judy, is he was able to take all of the evidence from this case, and there is a ton of it, and was able to condense it down and able to give it to that jury in such a way that he left that lasting impression that they're going to consider moments after, really, they were able to visit the scene of the crime, Moselle, where those murders happened that night. They were able to take it in on a jury visit a little bit earlier on today, and then Creighton Waters launched into an exhaustive closing argument for this jury.
He did. He walked through the timeline of all the lies that Alec Murdaugh told, which the essential lie was that he was never at the kennels, Carl, and he has admitted himself that that was in fact a lie. How critical was it that Creighton Waters was not only able to display that to the jury today, but to show that he has also lied to them?
That was very critical. And again, I think the worst mistake that he's made, I'm talking about Murdaugh in this case, is to decide to get on the witness stand. And then he got on the witness stand and then admitted that he lied. If you're going to do that, just remain silent. And if I'm the defense attorney, and of course the defense attorneys felt that that probably was a gut punch. They really probably did not want their client to, number one, get on the witness stand and then get on the witness stand and call himself a liar. That's one of the worst things you could ever have as a defense counsel, as far as establishing the credibility of your client, especially in a case where your client's credibility, whether it exists or not, can determine his guilt or his innocence. It could be fatal to the entire case if the jury finds that he is not telling the truth. And then, as you pointed out, Judy, to conclude that he actually lied while he was on the witness stand in other matters, especially the evidence about the blue lights.
Yes, he testified that he had permission from the local sheriff or police department to install blue lights on his personal vehicle, and the prosecution was very effective in calling that witness to the stand to refute that completely.
Indeed. Credibility, the main crux of Creighton Waters' argument to that jury, saying that the only time that Alec Murdaugh came clean throughout this entire process is when he said he was at the kennels.
That's right.
Otherwise, they went line by line, piece by piece, in different ways, not only with his financial crimes, but just talked about some of the circumstances in which he was not truthful. His credibility on trial today for this jury. Let's take a listen to just a portion of Creighton Waters' argument.
This defendant, on the other hand, has fooled everyone who thought they were close to him, everyone who thought they knew he was who he was. He's fooled them all. And he fooled Maggie and Paul too. And they paid for it with their lives. Don't let him fool you too.
A very powerful charge to that jury. Creighton Waters concluding, saying that the only thing that they can do now is to find Alec Murdaugh guilty. 2 counts of first-degree murder for the murders of his wife and son, saying that ultimately that credibility is totally shot. He was at the kennels when he said that he was not, and that they cannot believe anything that he says. They hit at his credibility early and often, not only in this trial, but in this closing argument.
Absolutely, and we have to reiterate, just because the prosecution has demonstrated that he has lied repeatedly does not guarantee a conviction in this case. We will have much more analysis with trial attorney Carl B. Grant. Also, the defense will present its closing arguments tomorrow starting at 9:30. They've got a lot of work to do, but Jim Griffin, a credible, strong attorney in his own right, a big job ahead of him. We'll certainly see if he is up to the challenge. But that is the latest now for our live team coverage from Walterboro here in Colleton County, along with Greg Adeline, Carl B. Grant, and also our Nick Neville, Billy and Dondi. We will have much more for you throughout the evening. And of course, our live team coverage continues 24/7 on WISTV.com.
Thank you so much.
All right, Judy and Greg, thank you. If you would like to watch the closing arguments tomorrow, keep in mind they start at 9:30. The defense now presenting closing arguments. You can head to our website, WISTV.com. And of course, we will continue to bring you live team coverage from Walterboro outside the Colleton County Courthouse as the Murdaugh double murder trial continues.
Well, right now we want to turn to our weather. We do have rain on the way for later this week. Our First Alert weather team is tracking that. We check in with our chief meteorologist, Adam Clark, after what's been another very mild day in the Midlands.
It was nice out there, Dondi, just beautiful. And we're going to continue with that warmth, but we're going to add the moisture to it. 40% chance of some rain and storms Thursday. Then Friday, the wind picks up. We're going to see gusts up to 40 miles per hour Friday. And then with that comes a slight chance of some severe weather. That means 15% chance of seeing some storms. So with that wind and with the little chance of storms, we got a First Alert weather day for us. The hourly forecast this evening, 70 degrees at 7 o'clock. It's not going to be quite as cool tonight. I was outside early in the mornings walking the pup or getting him a little bit of a break and saw my breath this morning, but that's not going to be the case as we head throughout the night tonight with lows in the low 60s. Our systems over to our west, and there's even a chance of some severe weather around Little Rock into northern Mississippi. All of this activity sliding east towards us, and we're looking at a slight risk of rain and storm for Friday. Right now, some light sprinkles just up to the north with temperatures currently 74 Columbia, 73 in St. Matthews, and 72 in Bishopville. The rest of the First Alert forecast is coming up.
Still to come on your news at 6, a bill designed to crack down on offenders who commit crimes while out on bond. That's just advanced in the State House. Our Mary Green has the details. Up next.
United for Veterans is an umbrella that brings everybody together and brings a common goal, and that is to support our veterans, to provide education, opportunities, services, and to just make sure that we are giving them the support that they need like they have given to this country. There are just so many services that we can provide. It's our opportunity to help them meet those needs, to see the need, to help meet it, and then to make sure that we provide for them as best we can.
The other guy's insurance company offered to fix my car. They only offered me $750 for my injury. And they wanted me to sign this.
Don't sign anything until you talk to us.
Get George Sink Law Firm on the line. Call 999-9999.
Hey folks, Steve Padgett here with Steve Padgett's Honda of Lake Murray, where we love our locals. So we are excited to announce our Love Our Locals program, which gives locals like you access to locals-only pricing, trade-in bonuses, special incentives, and so much more. If you're a local, sign up today at HondaofLakeMurray.com to start receiving your immediate local benefits. Give us a call, 1-800-MY-HONDA. And remember, before you buy, give Steve a try.
I'm not slowing down anytime soon. That's why I take Osteo Biflex every day. It's clinically shown to improve joint comfort in 7 days and continues to improve over time. Kinda like us. Osteo Biflex, because I'm made to move.
Don't get stuck in a traffic headache. Watch WIS First Alert Traffic to avoid bad backups. We'll reboot your morning commute and guide you out of town on your drive home. WIS First Alert Traffic, sponsored by Corner Pantry.
In 9 seconds, a careless driver is going to hit me. I'll be hurt, I'll be out of work, but I won't be afraid. When disaster strikes, I'll call all nines.
You may not see it coming, but when disaster strikes, call George Sink Injury Lawyers and all nines.
Well, a bill designed to crack down on offenders who commit violent crimes while out on bond in South Carolina has just passed in the state's House of Representatives.
Its supporters now calling on senators to get it to Governor Henry McMaster as soon as possible. State House reporter Mary Green has the latest.
Bond reform is a top public safety priority for leaders here at the State House this year, with the governor in his State of the State address calling on lawmakers to get such a bill to his desk this session.
Today, the House loudly spoke with an overwhelming majority that we are going to crack down on those who continue to terrorize our citizens, especially when they're out on bond.
House Republican leaders joining sheriffs, solicitors, and the chief of SLED to mark the bipartisan passage of a bill they say will close the revolving door of crime in South Carolina.
Today, we begin holding those violent repeat offenders accountable.
Under this bill, people who commit a violent crime while out on bond for another violent offense would automatically have that initial bond revoked. Then a new bond hearing would have to be held in circuit court within 14 days. If they're granted bond on that second offense, they'd have to pay it in full, in cash. If the person is ultimately convicted of that subsequent violent crime and found to have committed it while out on bond, they'd have a mandatory additional 5 years tacked on to their prison sentence, though that could be served concurrently with their time for the offense itself. But some lawmakers argued this would be unfair and potentially unconstitutional to add on that time for someone who was found not guilty of the initial charge, because without it, they wouldn't have been out on bond in the first place.
What we face with this legislation is taking away time from individuals who very well may be innocent, and that may not bother you as long as it's not you.
Other opponents argue this isn't an issue with state law that needs to be fixed because the law already provides a remedy for these situations. They contend if someone commits a violent crime while out on bond, the solicitor can file a motion to revoke bond.
I know everybody wants to go back and be tough on crime. We're tough on crime. But we are here to be gatekeepers of people's rights.
The solicitor for Charleston and Berkeley County says it's not enough.
Bond revocations in and of themselves are not getting the results that we need.
With the House passing this bill, it'll next head to the Senate, which is already considering its own bond reform legislation. Reporting from the State House, I'm Mary Green.
And in a statement, Governor McMaster thanked House members for passing this bill, saying the revolving door for repeat and violent offenders is closing because of it.
Following developments of possible outbreaks of a potential deadly disease at a nursing home in Fairfield County, it's called Legionnaire's disease.
And according to the CDC, most people catch the disease by inhaling the bacteria from water or soil. Ashley Jones spoke with an infectious disease expert and has more.
Well, for starters, we found that this disease will travel through water droplets in the air and can lead to a deadly type of pneumonia or lung infection, which of course can be partially dangerous in a nursing home. An infectious disease doctor tells me how you mitigate the spread can be crucial. Dr. Elmet Albrecht is an infectious disease doctor with Prisma Health. He says this disease poses a greater risk for the elderly than younger people. It's usually contracted by inhaling a mist containing large amounts of the bacteria. This disease is highly unlikely to spread from person to person, and while outbreaks can occur, cases are usually isolated.
These outbreaks in the nursing home or in hospitals where they stopped the entire water flow and didn't even bathe the patient anymore and stuff like that, that actually gives you more Legionella. You should just let the water system flush itself out.
Symptoms of Legionnaire's disease are similar to that of COVID and the flu and include coughing, chills, and fever. In some cases, people will experience muscle aches, tiredness, and a loss of appetite. Reporting here in Columbia, I'm Ashley Jones, WIS News 10.
And symptoms of the disease usually occur 2 to 10 days after exposure. Doctors say Legionnaires can be treated with antibiotics.
Lexington police, they are sharing pictures of the suspect in a hit-and-run accident that happened in the middle of February. Take a look at your screen. Deputies say the accident happened on February 16th at North Lake Drive and Round Knob Road. The victim says the truck hit her car from behind while stopped in traffic. The driver of that truck then left the scene before officers could arrive. Across the windshield and white stickers, there's a sign that says Country Boy. If you have any information, reach out to Lexington PD.
Turning now to Saluda County, where two men have been arrested in connection to a murder that happened January 20th and had been wanted since the end of that month. According to Saluda County Sheriff's Department officials, Tridarian Weaver and Bernard Gilliam Jr. are facing murder and possession of a weapons charge. Officers had been looking for the two since January 30th. On January 20th, officers had responded to a one-car crash. They found the passenger, Alex Donaldson, dead. An autopsy was performed and discovered that Donaldson had died from a gunshot wound.
We've got some clouds rolling into the Midlands right now, 74 degrees currently, humidity 66%. The pollen, I don't have to tell you, but I will. It's high. Tomorrow, 10.0, very high. Friday, 11.0 and 11.6 by Saturday. And yes, we're looking at rain, but it's a brief shower and some gusty winds that's going to stir up even more pollen. So that's likely why we see that increase for Saturday. Rest of the forecast coming up.
You've been dealing with a slow drain or one not draining at all? With 4 decades of experience and a level of service that's second to none. With over 35 years of professional plumbing experience, Metz Plumbing has you covered.
Come check out brand new Dynamic Marine and Motorsports in Lexington, formerly Mountaintop Marine. We have the largest selection of inventory in the Carolinas. To celebrate, we're having our boat show March 10th, 11th, and 12th. We'll have guaranteed boat show pricing on everything. Free admission, lots of vendors and refreshments for all, lowest prices of the year, and the best financing options available. You don't want to miss this boat show. Dynamic Marine and Motorsports, live free and boat hard.
WIS is supporting our veterans through United for Veterans, and you can help by signing up for the Fairways to Freedom Golf Tournament, March 20th at Cobblestone Park. United for Veterans is sponsored by Bathfitter and Palmetto State Armory.
WIS News 10 in HD is sponsored by McWhorter Bellinger & Associates. I'm Pat McWhorter. Injured? Call McWhorter Bellinger & Associates for a free consultation.
Normal routine maintenance and can save you a lot of money.
Prevent it.
That brake job, that oil change, that service, those things we can take care of. We have the equipment and the technology for all of that.
We are constantly sending our technicians to school and training to stay up to date on newer vehicles. We get the cars fixed properly as quickly as we can to get people back into their vehicles, back to their normal routine.
Introducing Astapro Allergy, steroid-free allergy relief that starts working in 30 minutes, while other allergy sprays take hours. Now with Astapro Fast Allergy Relief, you can Astapro and go.
Check the skies ahead of your drive, live. WIS News 10 First Alert Skyview Network. Get a real-time look at the conditions in the Midlands with our Skyview weather and traffic cameras. Sponsored by On Call Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Introducing Backed by Hudson, offering pre-owned vehicles with a 3-month powertrain limited warranty and 7-day exchange policy, plus so much more.
If it has our name on it, you have our word on it.
So we've got some chances of rain in the near future. Thursday, 30 to 40% shot. Friday, about a 50% chance. And some of these showers and storms could be on the severe side. So that's why we got the first alert weather day. Also, we're going to see some gusty winds out of it as well. Now into next week, Tuesday and Wednesday, we see some more chances of rain, but the weekend looks dry. Right now, 75 degrees in Sumter, 70 Saluda, 70 right now in Newberry. Lexington, you're at 74. North, you're at 73 degrees. Bishopville, 70. Now, you can see some light sprinkles and showers showing up on the radar. Otherwise, mostly cloudy skies across the area. And as we head into Friday, we've got a chance of severe weather. It goes up to a level 2 slight chance for the entire state of South Carolina, also Georgia, a good section of North Carolina. Just means scattered, short-lived, isolated intensity, and there is a risk of tornadic activity. And for the rest of this evening, we're looking at a little chance of some rain, about a 20 to 30% shot around 2 in the morning, and then upper 60s as we wake up tomorrow morning. It's going to be very mild, a little more humidity, and it's all because of this warm front. We've got warmer air coming in from the south and west. That's what's giving us that moisture, more clouds, 40% chance of some rain and storms with temperatures upper 70s. I've taken it into the upper 70s because of the increased cloud coverage. Now we get a surge of warm air. We're in the low 80s for Friday. And as this low moves into the Ohio River Valley, it brings with it a cold front, and our winds will be gusting up to about 40 miles per hour for Friday. So a very windy day with about a 50% chance of rain and a 15% chance of seeing some of that rain and storms severe. That means 55-mile-per-hour winds and of tornadoes as well. Now, high pressure builds for your Saturday, and we're looking at really nice weather for Saturday. Mostly sunny skies, mid-70s for us. So let's take a look at the futurecast. Mostly cloudy skies this evening, a few showers tonight and into tomorrow morning. You can see around 8 o'clock some sprinkles here and there, on and off rain. Nothing really major. It will be breezier for the afternoon hours, and as we head into Friday, mostly cloudy skies, a few showers, southwest winds, and you can see the model's not showing anything too terribly robust when it comes to rain and storms, but it shows the winds 30 to 40 miles per hour. We're at 37 in north, 43 around Aiken, and then as we head into the evening, the storm's not looking too crazy, but the wind is. So we'll keep up that first alert weather day. There's still that chance of seeing some thunderstorms, and the models are just not showing it, at least not yet. But humidity is going to be increasing throughout your Thursday, so it'll be there for this front to make its way through. And then as it passes through, the drier air comes in just in time for the weekend, which gives us sunny skies for Saturday. Also Sunday, 74 degrees Saturday, 71 Sunday, mostly sunny skies by